Hey guys, your girl is back. Nkechi Ejikume on Who Cares to Care. This is your girl. I'm back again, and I want to start with saying thank you. In fact, to start with, how are we today? The weather is too hot for me. Are you like me? Too much. It is too hot around here where we are. Wherever you are around the world, I don't know how you feel, but here in London, too much for me anyway. I'm back. I want to start with saying thank you to all my friends that have commented after watching the video of my children I uploaded last week, watching the battle they've been through and won, and are still here, alive and well in the land of the living. Your comments, your heartfelt, comments and prayers on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. Thank you for even viewing in the first place, let alone commenting. I do appreciate you. You guys are amazing. I really do appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. The good Lord should bless you all and keep your own households as well. You know me already. If you don't know me, if you have not seen me, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click on the bell buttons for notification. Today I'm back. I'm back with nutrition on our children, especially the special ones. There are certain food that triggers our children during their development and when they are growing up, but it is more serious if they are special. So some of us are aware, some are not aware, some don't even have a clue. So should we look at some of those things that our children are allowed to eat and things that are no. So this topic I've titled rehabilitation. Is rehab, and this rehab happens in your house. Is on diet. So our children already, they like to eat the things they're not even allowed to eat at all, especially when they're special. All the wrong foods, that's what they want to eat. But we, their mothers, we, their carers, we, their guiders, it is our job to ensure that they're not allowed to eat those things so that they can have a better life, so that they can function properly. It's a lot of work to do, but once you achieve that, I can assure you, every other thing falls into place. Okay, when it comes to food, things like artificial flavors, it is always added to products to mimic certain natural flavors. When we buy pineapple juice in supermarkets, in our local shops, we are aware that it is not full fruit pulp. It has some artificial flavors which gives the juice a taste of pineapple, and the flavor is supposed to have as pineapple juice. It is supposed to break down in our body. It's all chemical, remember. It breaks down, but not fully. It is toxic end product that sits in the body. They are creating some behavioral tendencies which we see in our children with special needs and their developments. Then artificial flavors, they are added in our chocolates, cocoa drinks, to give the chocolates color. All the ingredients are not brown, but in order to get our hot chocolates, our Bonvita, our Ovaltine, our Milo to be brown in color, so many artificial colors has been added into the products. So it is very, very important to read the label carefully before giving it to our children. There are also food additives that is added into our drinks, milkshake, and they are harmful to our body. Sweeteners are added to chocolates and drinks to make it sweet. When you read a label of protein bar, breakfast bar, sugar-free cookies, all of them have artificial sweeteners added to them to give some taste, like sugar has been added to the product. These are the components that does not break down in the body, but they create some chemical reaction in the brain. It affects the brain of our children with special needs. It triggers so many abnormal behavioral character, like being hyperactive. It creates a sudden spike and drop in the sugar level in the blood, When that happens, it secretes a certain hormone in our brain which causes irritability in our children, making them hyperactive. So my people, remember to say a big no to sugar, especially those ones with special needs. There are also certain fats that does not break down in the body. Trans fats, also called trans unsaturated fatty acids or trans fatty acids, is a type of unsaturated fat that occurs in small amounts in our meat and milk fat. This is the type of fat that spells double trouble for our hearts, let alone our children with special needs. It is all loaded in chips, crisps, some butter and fried foods. So for all these reasons, plus our children, most of them that have special needs, have leaking guts already. That does not help at all, especially when your child is being diagnosed with autism, or depending on the type of diagnosis your child has. If he has a leaking gut, it's a major problem. A phenomenon called leaking gut has gained quite a bit of attention lately. Leaking gut, also known as increased intestinal permeability. It is a digestive condition in which bacteria and toxins are able to leak through the intestinal walls. For my knackers, because of leaking gut problem, a total paradigm shift had to happen in my house, because it came to my realization that once the diet is gotten right, every other thing can fall into place. First of all, I had to take him all manner of sugar. All manner of sugar became a no-no. I have to take him off some certain food. I took him off sugar, some certain bread, some certain butter, some marmalade. All those things became a no-no. To do this as a parent or a carer, you really have to be ready of the stress that comes with it, both for you and for the child you are caring for. I call this 3 months rehabilitation. And in this particular case, this rehabilitation must happen in your house. You have to clear out your own kitchen of all unwanted foods, such as sugary stuff, sweets, chocolates, sweet biscuits, crisps, marmalade, honey. All these things are no-no. Once all these things are cleared out of your kitchen, that child automatically enters rehabilitation. And you know how they behave already, even before rehab, hyperactive and all. They will get 10 times worse because their whole body and system will be craving for sugar. Down to my son's toothpaste was changed. Because his diet has changed, he or she will be very, very unhappy child. The person will be very, very unhappy. You too, doing the diet for them is unhappy. In Nakasi's case, he nearly brought down the heaven. He was refusing to eat what he was given to eat. From white bread, it was changed to brown bread. From butter, marmalade, honey, or things like that, everything went out of the window. He was not happy at all. It was a difficult time for me and for him. But because I knew that at the end of the day, it is for the best for him and for me as well, I kept on bleeding while I was saving my knackers. I began to give him brown bread with only sunflower butter, tasteless. No more marmalade, no more things like that. He wasn't happy at all. I equally placed knackers on some multivitamins that helps to clean his gut. They're probiotics. It helps to clean his gut. B complex. There are a lot of them in health shops, depending on what your child needs. Some equally I bought from the US. Please note, they are not drugs. They are multivitamins. Because once in a while, they might mistakenly eat what they don't need, and it makes them hyperactive. But once your gut is cleaned out, is washed out with some probiotics or whatever your child needs, it helps to calm them down. Because when their gut is not clean and dirty, and it begins to affect them in very, very funny ways. In my home, all food had to change because it was a lot of work to cook 2 separate pots of food, one for my knackers and one for the rest of the family. I had to be labeling containers in the fridge for knackers' food. At a point, I got tired because his food had to be cooked organically, straight down the line. I cooked from plant-based only, strictly plant-based only. Eating from the tin became a no-no in my house. For knackers, after a while, I decided that the whole house should go pure organic, so life will be easier for me because it was now 2 pots. I have to make some for knackers and make some for us. So many things we can eat, he cannot eat. But when you look at it the other way around, he's actually the one that is eating the most healthy food because he doesn't eat chemical anymore, which is harmful to us as well, and so many things. So I just said, you know what, let all of us eat organic food. I had to cook 1 pot. Everybody eats that. Spices in the tin became a no-no in my house. I used fresh garlic, fresh ginger, fresh rosemary, everything as fresh as possible, organic. Maggi is a big no-no in my house. I invested in sea salt. I don't fry. I prefer to either bake or grill. I invested in a good sunflower oil, if I must use oil at all. Knackers loves to eat plantain in every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I had to invest in a good air fryer at that time. But nowadays, air fryer are not expensive anymore. As little as 1 spoon of oil, your food is done. So what's the point of drinking oil and drinking fats and all these, problems into our lives? So I invested in a proper air fryer, and then now you can buy one. They're not expensive anymore. I bake instead of frying in the oil. We started eating very healthy, the whole family. The more we were trying to maintain a healthy lifestyle, the more knackers was getting very frustrated. But I didn't mind him. It was a very difficult time when he will refuse to eat what he's given because he doesn't like the food or he doesn't like the taste or something. He used to like white bread with butter and marmalade or honey on it, but it has been changed to brown bread and just sunflower butter. Those days, knackers can kill somebody, and if he could kill, the person he will kill, of course, is mom. But fortunately enough, knackers cannot hurt a fly. So we have to continue. Knackers' snacks had to change to healthy snacks. I buy them from health shops. Knackers was not happy at all. From sweet cookies, custard cream, fairy cakes, to one healthy chips. It was changed to rice cakes without sugar, breadstick, no sugar, no more crunchy nuts. Knackers became even more frustrated. I'm happy I can laugh about those times. It wasn't funny at the time, honestly. Don't mind me. He does not really like fruits and vegetables, like most of them don't. But I try to blend it as much as it is possible into his diet. He drinks only water anyways, so that was one less problem down to deal with. While this was going on, Knackers was still very upset for a long time. Knackers was very busy, getting upset by the second, grabbing people's food anyhow. At any sight of people's food, he will grab it. He doesn't care where he is. He doesn't care who the food belongs to. He doesn't even care the consequences of grabbing somebody's food. He doesn't care where he is. In those days, when we have occasions in church, like Mother's Day or Love Feast or things like that, Knackers used to totally launch himself fully into people's cake in the church. But in my usual manner, I learned to rise above the embarrassment, because sometimes it could be a child's sweet, crepes. Knackers have seen that child or see the food before you. He will dive the thing. So you must be quick and very observant to catch Knackers anytime he wants to play a fast one on you. I used to wait at the step of the church, because you know, after service, people sit in the foyer chatting, you know, catching up and eating and all that, you know. So I used to stand by the foot of the stairs, because that time he used to sit in the prayer room upstairs in the prayer room upstairs. So I would stand by the foot of the stairs waiting for the carer to bring him down. I would have scanned the whole place to make sure nobody's eating anything he can dive. Then I would wait and grab him too for us to go. But trust me, sometimes he will still surely beat you to it, because they are very quick, they are very fast. Then what do you do in a situation like that? You don't start screaming or shouting. You know, you gently remove him from the situation, causing less drama, because as it is, Nakas has caused enough drama at that time, you know. So never mind who is watching, because when you start this rehab, these children, they will disgrace you. They will disgrace you. So you will have to learn to don't care. Rise above the disgrace. Okay, not disgrace, maybe that's a strong word. Rise above the embarrassment and misunderstanding, because people will misunderstand it because they don't know. Somebody will be eating his food. Nakas will just launch into the food and dive it. Never mind who is watching. Don't forget that when such things happen, whether you like it or not, people are watching you, his mom or the carer, to see your reaction. And the way you present a child is exactly the way they will treat that child. Normally, I will just apologize and remove my son from the situation. Most of the time, I will pretend I'm not embarrassed by rising above it. Most of the time, I'll just live over it and move on. So my people, we have to do this for our children. It's a tough rehabilitation. It is very tough. It is very tough. And by the time you try to clear out your house, you'll be shocked at the amount of things you have in your house that are harmful to both for you and for the rest of the children. I know we eat these things, you know, they are sweet, they are nice, they are exciting to eat, but at the same time, they are not very good for our children. If you have a child with special needs like I do, or a special child, you know, your life has to change. It's not a normal house, it's not a normal home, it's not a normal life, but that is what it comes with. Especially if you want that child to have a better life, you have to do all this. You have to do all this, you see. So let's keep on keeping on and looking after our children, and doing our best we can as parents to get them back to normality and sane. And I will return back with the second part of this rehabilitation. After the withdrawal syndrome, what happens next? Because whilst he's doing this rehabilitation, he's going through withdrawal syndrome. He is going crazy, he's going mad, a lot of things are happening, he's dropping himself on the floor, he's crying, he's screaming, everything gets 10 times worse. It will. But after that, you have a different child. So thank you for listening. Nkechi Ejikume remains my name on Who Cares to Care. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Click on the bell button for more notification. I'll be back. But for now, God bless you. Thank you. Bye.